places you'd never expect that are covered in germs. Soaps and cleaners always claim to have the perfect recipe for getting rid of germs. However, these little invaders have found a home in every corner of our planet from the beginning of creation. As small as they are, certain germs have the ability to attack our body and cause serious damage via illness. This group is what we call biological pathogens. The worst thing is that these microscopic organisms can live in little corners that you'd never expect. Today, we'll take a look at some of them. Sponges and germs. Sponges are full of soap, so we think it's all clean and spotless in there. However, a moist sponge is an ideal environment for the growth of microorganisms that are harmful to your health. The thing is that sponges aren't just full of soap. They're also full of all kinds of tiny particles of leftover food and other bits that are found in the kitchen or sink. Some studies indicate that these pathogens can live up to 2 weeks in a sponge. That's why it's so important to always squeeze the water out of them. This will keep excessive water from remaining and allowing the reproduction of bacteria and other pathogens. It is also advisable to replace your sponges and scrubbers frequently. Cutting boards. The problem with cutting boards is that we use them to cut raw meat, then fruit, then vegetables. Cutting boards are the ideal place for highly dangerous microbes to grow. Bacteria like Salmonella, Campylobacter, and Escherichia coli are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the most common inhabitants of kitchen items. When washcloths, soap, and even water come in contact with them, the perfect setting is created for the incubation of all kinds of microorganisms. Therefore, it's not enough to just use some dish detergent. We recommend continually disinfecting them and later washing them using some vinegar. Doorknobs and handles. We open the window and we turn the knob, but we don't realize the danger we are exposing ourselves to. We're talking about things that we use every single day and yet somehow forget to clean. The most worrying thing is that our own hands turn into carriers of all kinds of bacteria, both harmless and disease-causing, that live on knobs and handles. Cleaning them regularly can save you a lot of trouble down the road. Toothbrushes. Fungi, bacteria, and viruses loom ominously on the handle of our innocent little toothbrushes. This personal hygiene tool is constantly wet. Where there's water, there are possible pathogens. However, water is just one of the many sources of bacteria. Your mouth and your hands are the major conductors of millions of microorganisms that end up living in your toothbrush. This is because the bathroom is a place where intestinal microbes abound. Essentially, they travel from the toilet to everywhere else. Keep your toothbrush dry and disinfect everything in the bathroom. This will help you keep bacteria growth and infectious disease under control. Kids' toys. Most parents teach their kids to keep their toys in baskets or bins, but few understand the importance of disinfecting them every so often. The concerning thing is that the littlest members of your family are the ones that come into contact with them. Toys have an enormous propensity to be placed in spots full of bacteria, pillows, floors, bathtubs, rugs, etc. It is the parent's job to disinfect them every so often. Action figures, blocks, and other toys can be dangerous, especially if we take into account that the bacterial flora and immune systems of infants are much more vulnerable than those of adults. Wooden toys are the most likely to accumulate microorganisms and bacteria, moisture and germs. To conclude, moist places are potential breeding grounds of all kinds of microbes able to cause illness in human beings. The only solution is constant use of disinfecting products when it comes time to clean the house.